Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another Magic Arena Explorer video. So today we're playing a little bit of Abzan Elves. So this is a deck that made a bit of a splash in a Pioneer tournament recently. Unfortunately, the deck that was used does exist in its entirety in the Explorer format, so we can give it a go. So it kind of takes the kind of Golgari elves that we've seen, adds white using Werefox Bodyguard. So this is a new card from Wilds of Eldraine that we have played on the channel before. It's a 2/2 with flash for 3 mana. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to one other target non-fox creature until it leaves the battlefield, but it is an elf fox knight, so it does fit the tribal theme here. So it's a very powerful removal based creature that can come in at instant speed. So we do kind of move the deck into Abzan to be able to play that. And then the rest of it is broadly as you'd expect from a elf deck, but we are running the full 4 copies of Collected Company to allow us to get 2 creatures from the top 6 among cards of our library, but we're also running full 4 copies of Chord of Calling at the same time, which is a recent addition to the format. So it's X and 3 green for a Convoke spell, so you can tap your creatures to help you pay for it, and you search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less and put it onto the battlefield. So that does allow us to go and fetch our finishers, so Shaman of the Pack, Werefox Bodyguard, maybe a Leaf Crown Visionary. So yeah, we are running all of those. So a lot of this deck operates at instant speed and kind of putting creatures into play at the end of the opponent's turn or in response to them doing something to kind of blow them out in combat. So that's essentially how it works. So that's kind of our top end is those kind of big 3 mana payoffs and the spells that go and get them. And then the rest of the deck is as you'd expect. So we've got 8 copies of the 1 mana elves. We've got Jaspara Sentinel, which similarly can turn another creature into a mana dork. Also with this Sentinel Stalwart as well, does something similar. So we've got a lot of... This deck is all about producing a lot of mana, so that we're able to kind of play out lots of creatures, use our Chord of Callings, etc., activate our Elvish Warmasters. So that's kind of the rationale for playing so many mana-producing elves. And then at 2-drop, we've got Dwynen's Elite, so that's a 2/2 for 2, that if you control another elf, comes with a 1/1 attached. Elvish Warmaster, which generates an elf token whenever you whenever you put elves onto the battlefield once a turn. And then Leaf Crown Visionary, which is another one of the kind of the big win condition cards kind of in the deck. So it's a 1/1 for 2, but gives all other elves +1/+1. And whenever you cast an elf spell, you can pay 1 green to draw a card. So that's also why we produce a lot of mana, so that we can consistently do that. And then on the mana base side, we've got 8 copies of the tribal base lands, so Secluded Courtyard and Unclaimed Territory, just to make sure that we have the mana mix that we need to be able to cast some of these spells. Obviously, when Cavern of Souls gets printed into the format, that will be a very welcome addition to this deck as well. A few dual lands, mainly the fast lands, just so that we can be sure that they come into play untapped. A couple of shock lands, a basic land, and then a Beseiju as well, just to give us some additional utility and removal. And then the sideboard's a bit of an interesting one. I was curious as to kind of the rationale behind a lot of these, but we are playing the deck in its entirety, so let's see how they go. But we've got 1 copy of Judge's Familiar, so that's a 1/1 flying bird that can be used as a counterspell for instants and sorceries. Draneth Magistrate that stops the opponent casting spells from anywhere other than their hand. 1 Selfless Spirit that gives all of our creatures indestructible if you sacrifice it, so that could be handy against ball wipes and the like. A Masked Vandal to remove difficult artifacts or enchantments. Phyrexian Revoker, which can stop activated abilities of a non-land card from activating, so planeswalkers, things like that. Soulless Jailer to stop permanents from entering the battlefield from graveyards. Guardian of Faith, which we can bring in to phase out all of our creatures at instant speed, again protecting them from removal. The 4th copy of Werefox Bodyguard is here. We've also got a Lanoir Visionary, draw a card, add mana. Reclamation Sage, another way of removing artifacts or enchantments. And then at the top end, we've got a Yasharn, which not only helps us kind of fetch a little bit of land into our hand, but also stops players from paying life and sacrificing non-land permanents, so potentially pretty good against the kind of Rakdos sacrifice decks. And then 3 copies of the 5-mana Vivian Planeswalker, which creates 3/3s, but also allows us to cast creature spells from the top of our library, and if we -2 it, then the next time we cast a creature spell, we can go and search our library for a creature with lesser mana value, so we can just kind of chain together spells and get lots of creatures out onto the battlefield using that. Obviously, it is 5 mana. So we do have some more expensive spells in the sideboard, so again, kind of justifies that kind of heavy investment in the 1 mana producers. So yeah, that's the deck. As I say, an interesting one. Some of it quite familiar, but other things like the sideboard a little bit different. So yeah, let's see how it does in my hands. I'm probably a much worse player than the person who managed to 5-0 with it, but you never know. So thanks very much for watching. As ever, hit those like and subscribe buttons. Appreciate the support, and let's go onto the ladder and see how we go on. Okay, our opponent's on Gigantha. Don't love this hand. Only having 1 land is we've got a lot of expensive spells, so I think we'll ship this one. Yep, this is better. So let's pop back. What are we putting back here? Maybe Bodyguard, just because we can potentially go and get better cards with. Okay, so Soul Scar Mage from our opponent. Okay, so they're on a PNLR deck, which is fine. So let's pop Elvish Warmaster into play. Okay, good. That's a swing and a miss for our opponent. Secluded, unclaimed territory, rather. So let's pass the turn and get them in combat, I think. Ooh, this is going to be quite ugly, I think. Interesting that they've chosen to go that way. Okay, let's Collected Company. Let's take Bodyguard and Warmaster. Let's take out their PNLR. Let's just stick these elves under these Soul Scar Mages. Just save a little bit of damage. So we could Collected Company again. Or we could just play Warmaster into Leaf Crown Visionary. I think that's fine. Let's hit the opponent for 9 while their defenses are down. Play a land. So they're going to have to be quite careful here, I think. Yeah, they can play stuff, but none of it. No, yeah, no, I don't think they were getting out of that one. So, very good. So, what are we doing here? I think Draneth Magistrate's good. Soulless Jailer's quite good. Don't think we need anything else. What are we taking out? Let's take out a couple of Chord of Callings, because I think we need our deck to be quite reactive. This is quite a lot of mana, even with Convoke. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, this isn't the best hand I've ever seen. Our opponent's mulligan, so I think comfortable that we can as well. Yep, that's fine. Let's pop back one of them. Yeah, let's pop back a land instead. Okay, Peer in the Laugh, fine. One and another one. Let's play another one as well. Yeah, we've got time. Let's pop War Master into play. Just do some attacking. Elf. And they're currently losing the race quite badly, so fine by me. Interesting. Okay, well, let's take out their PNLR here. So I could Chord of Calling to get. So it would be. Yeah, I could go and get, say, a Elf Lord. Yeah, let's do that. Let's play Chord of Calling for 2. Tap for Convoke. Go and get Leaf Crown Visionary. Attack. This also gets our Bodyguard out of stomp range, which I'm all about. That's not ideal. We dead here? I think we might just be dead here. Yep, let's go to game 3. We ran out of juice a little bit there. Well, let's put Master Vandal in and Reclamation Sage now that we know they've got Showdown and cards like that. Let's take out the other Chord of Callings. Yeah, that'll do. Ooh, the opponent's going hard on. Okay, did they just mulligan 3 times? All right. Well, that was brief. Um, Don't like not having a 1-drop, but I don't think we can say no to this. Okay, now it's a lot better. Excellent. Okay, well, let's play another Llanowar Elf. And then a Dwynen's Elite, just to make sure that we do have another elf when it enters the battlefield. And let's play Leaf Crown Visionary. Go to attacks. Ooh, interesting. Okay, they are facing down a lot of damage here. Can they get the Magma Opus back this turn? Okay, they've got creativity. Okay, yes they can. Hmm. Let's pop their 4/4 away under a bodyguard. Shaman of the Pack's going to do quite a lot of the work for us. Having a collected company would be good here, but no such luck, sadly. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. So, they can generate treasure using their goblin. Don't have a huge amount of interesting things to do, though, even if they have creativity. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they can kill our Leaf Crown Visionary, but... So I think they're just dead here. Yep. Apologies, we lost the connection briefly there, so we are going to have to do some quick sideboarding. Let's bring in Reclamation Sage, Soulless Jailer, Dranith Magistrate, and let's take out Chord of Calling again. I would have liked a bit more time to think about that, but sadly we did not have that luxury. Again, one land is a bit rough, but we do have Soulless Jailer, and I like having that. Yeah, let's try it. Probably leading to instant hideous regret, but... Yep. Here comes my hideous regret. Okay, maybe not. Let's play War Master. Now let's drop Soulless Jailer while the shields are down. And I don't think we'll block, just remove any risk. Right, let's start building up our elf supply. Okay, they're just going for Big Shark. Okay, that makes sense from their point of view, I suppose. Huh. Okay, well, let's play Dwynen's Elite. Let's play another Jaspara Sentinel. We are running out of room to maneuver here, I think. Sure. No, that's fine, because they can just start copying. Okay, so they've got... That's interesting, yes, we are... They've just replaced it with their combo. Okay, fair enough. That's useful to know. So let's pop in Judge's Familiar and the other Werefox Bodyguard. Let's take out the last Chord of Calling. Are these any good to us now? No, maybe they're not. Opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hand. Let's keep the Dranith Magistrate in, but let's take the Soulless Jailer out. Yep, this is a much better hand. Okay, the opponent's mulliganing to 5, which does seem to be a theme of these game 3s. Not that I shall complain. Let's begin with an old-fashioned Elvish Mystic. Grand. Okay, let's pop War Master into play, followed by another Elf. Okay, Secluded Courtyard's good. So let's have Elf. So Brotherhood's End is potentially problematic here, but they have mulligans, so I'm going to assume they don't have it. Yeah. Well, it's hard to say no to that, isn't it? What have they got? Do they have the answer? That's not going to do it. Very good. Okay, we got there after a difficult game 2. Okay, in our final match, we are at least on the play with a good hat. Elf. Ooh. So, are they on mono white humans? Elf, War Master, Leaf Crown Visionary. I don't think I'll Chord of Calling for 0. Doesn't feel like a particularly useful thing to do. Okay, Initiate. So they are playing humans. Thalia. Thalia is intriguing to me. And I don't I don't much care for it, I have to say. Let's play Shaman of the Pack. Draw a card. Trigger War Master. I'll trade both their creatures for our War Master. Very happy to. Okay. Interesting. Humans. How do I feel about Vivian against humans? I don't hate it. Don't love it either. Revoker, no. Yashan, no. Bodyguard is okay, bit on the expensive side. Do we want Reclamation Sage to maybe kill their ossifications? Yeah, I could pop that in. Take out one chord. Apart from that, I'm quite happy with this deck, to be honest. Yep. Another no one. Another miss of a one-turn play for our opponent. It's not great. Oh, and Thalia's Lieutenant on an empty board. That can't feel good. Okay, that at least makes sense on some level, I suppose. Right. Leaf-crowned Visionary into another Leaf-crowned Visionary. Draw a card. This does feel quite cruel on some level. Okay. And ossification. Fair enough. That's a good answer. I am about to take away your lieutenant. Pop another Llanowar Elf into play. Make some attacks. Okay, they've got a lot of Mutavaults, if nothing else. We are running a little short of things to do. We do with a collected company or something. I suppose I'll just keep playing elves. This is where something like a War Master would be very handy. Just because you can then... Brutal Cathar. This is all a bit problematic now, isn't it? I thought when we had both our Leaf Crown Visionaries, we were in a happy state, but to be. Yeah, you can have that back. Oof. Okay, well. We got a bit too overconfident there. That's not going to help. All right, let's move on. That's disappointing. Oh well, let's be on the play instead. Be on the play and just do it better. Ha! Interesting. I will say nothing else about this hand except that it's interesting and I don't think I can keep it. This one's better. And it's less horrifically interesting. Okay, no portable hole. We love to see it. Okay, they do have a portable hole. It's rather annoying. Great. Okay, Elf. Let's play Collected Company. That's not particularly great Collected Company, but just start building up towards playing Shaman of the Pack for a lot. Yeah, let's do it again. Again, still not particularly great. Just as well I've got the Shaman of the pack, really, because otherwise we'd be in serious trouble. Unclaimed territory. Right, we have 3, 6. Yep, that'll do. Oh, not quite. Now they're dead. Good-o. There we are, 3-0 with Abzan Elves. Powerful deck, and gets us to Platinum as well. What a run. No, very pleased with how that went. Just that spiralling out of control with creatures. So here's the deck list one last time. None of our own work, stolen directly from another player, but that's how Magic works these days. So yeah, that was Elves. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you next time.